Hello and welcome to my Poison Nova Necromancer guide. First I will go over the stats. You need enough strength just for your armor. You could either use a bramble or an enigma. You don't want anything in dexterity. You put the rest of the points into vitality and then nothing in energy. You don't really worry about defense. You can't really get much of it as a necromancer with this build. And then try to cap your resistance, which is pretty hard if you're using Brimble or Enigma, but do try for it. Now we'll show the stats. I put 1 point into every skill in the summoning tree. Pretty simple. I will be using the clay golem, and then I will utilize skeletal mage and raise skeleton. But mainly the best summon I want to use is Revive down here. It is the one I usually only bother about because the other ones die pretty fast. And then I took one into all the pre-crystals in the curses tree, and then I maxed lava resist. Now lava resist will be your main curse. This one you will always use. It has a huge radius. It covers pretty much the whole screen, so you only need to use it once per pack, which is pretty handy. Now for the poison and bone skills. You put one into all these skills, put the rest of the points into bone armor, and then you max poison dagger, poison explosion, and poison nova. And that's the skills. Now for the gear. The best gloves are obviously triangle gloves because of the poison damage, and you also need the faster cast rate. 2 stone of Jordans for the damage and whatnot, and a rock build. Some sandstorm tracks. Try to get them ethereal with better stats than mine if you can. A death's whip. Now, if you were using a Hotto, you could get even more resistance, but for this build I want to have as much lower resist as possible, and the Death's Whip gives me that. The damage increase is better than Hotto, even if mine is also kinda low. I could get a better roll. Mine is not the best Death's Whip, but it's also a pretty expensive weapon to get, at least on non-leather, which I play with this one. And then I use Bramble. Now you could use an Enigma if you want the teleport. I also carry an Enigma sometimes, but for this video I will be using the Bramble. Try to get one with the highest defense roll you can. Maybe make it in an Archon plate or Mage plate. And then Homunculus, I sucked it with Facet Duel just for more poison damage. And Mars, so I can get more resistance. Without it I'm almost in minus, so Mars is really good for me. You could also get some rare ones with more faster cast rate and the likes, but I like the Mars. It's also pretty cheap. And then Harlingon Crest, simple good helmet. Sucked it with a dual facet, and also dual facet in my Depth Whip. Now for the skills, I just chose to get some life and sometimes a bit of resistance in the small charms, and then I took some poison and bone skillers, hellfire torch, and an Lenios. Now I will just quickly go over my merc as well. I chose to stack killing blow on this one, so you can kill bosses rather fast. And Doris together with Gulliam's face is a pretty cheap build as well. It doesn't cost a lot, these 2 items, but they do a lot of good things. Basically, when the kill blow is this high, the boss goes down very fast, even with me doing no damage. And this is especially good for the necromancer, since our boss damage is very bad, which you will see. And then bone heal. The bone heal, it's not really a good weapon. You can get others. I just chose this one because it's cheap and it works for me. Now for the Enigma, you can use an Enigma if you want. The teleport is pretty great, but For this build, I will not be using an enigma. Okay, now I will showcase how to play the build. I will be doing a chaos run, and I'm hoping to do it in a respectable time. Mind you, this is not a really fast clearing character. I can't clear fast in this character at all, but that's just you just have to live with that, or you don't play this character really. Basically, you're gonna have to use um, a lot of corpse explosion, which is basically, then you kind of wonder why would you even build this one. Then you might as well go a summon, a fishymancer, but poison nova in itself is pretty strong actually. As you can see, I can kind of just cast it and then run away. There's not really much to worry about there. Now I do take quite a bit of damage. I can't really face tank the mobs. You want to be careful not to really overdo it. Okay, let's clock this time. Now as you can see, I killed the packs there even with no lower resist on. It dies pretty fast. But then when I use my lower resist, it goes very quickly down. Just gonna... Oh, I don't have much potions left. Now for the purpose of this clear, I will do a true clear, so you can get a kind of an accurate time of how fast I clear this place. It's definitely not the fastest clearing character, but it's not bad as well. Oh, I was just sorting something there with a video. Just gonna go down here again, clear this. Oh, it's dead. Good. Now, as you can see, I put one lower resist and it hit a wall there. The radius is just so big on the lower resist. You pretty much just have to click once and all the mobs will have it. Even the ones outside your screen. Anywho, it's a very relaxed build. There's not really much to kind of worry about. And if you want, you can also get summons up, but I would like to do this clear without any summons, just to show that I can easily do it even with no summons. Because I'm also kind of a fan of not using summons on a necromancer. It's just my thing. I don't really like summons. That's a personal thing of mine. I kind of like to do it myself and not really rely on a big wall of mobs to help me. As you can see, Lord is dead pretty fast. And now just the last one. Ha, some mage fish gloves, I guess. Yeah, mage fish dropped. Funny. Okay, let's go up to the boss. Now you will see that the boss damage is pretty low. That is why I like to stack kill blow, especially on this guy. As you can see, I can't really kill this boss with my poison. And now my merc is dead as well, so that's not really nice. But at least my clay golem tanks pretty well on the bosses. Anyways, he's dead. It was 3 minutes and 28 seconds to clear this, so that's pretty okay. Not the fastest, but definitely not as slow as some other builds. And if you want to even go on a higher level, higher player level, like if you were going in a full group, a full game, you could also utilize corpse explosion, which makes it a even faster clearing, even if you have a lot of players in the game. Anyways, thanks for seeing the build, and I hope you liked it. Goodbye.